Hi there.
Good morning.
Day
4.
We are
heading to our Halloween on the High Seas cruise. We're going to leave our hotel here just any minute now, and then we're going to go on a bus to Port Canaveral and get on the ship later today, probably around 11:30 or so, and looking forward to just a little bit of relaxation for the next 4 days.
So we booked with Disney Cruise, and we set up the transportation from the hotel to Port Canaveral with them.
Yeah.
And they sent us a text message this time telling us where to meet at this hotel, Saratoga Springs, which is by the lobby,
Yeah.
and to put our luggage by the door in the room at 7 o'clock, and they'll come pick it up, which they did. We
Yep.
put the luggage here, and then we went up and had breakfast and came back. The luggage is gone, so we just got our backpack, and then we'll see you on the ship.
Have fun. Hey, here we go. We're going on the Wish.
The Wish, the Halloween.
Halloween on the High Sea.
And now we ask you to gather round in the grand hall as we make our very first wish.
Look up there, you see our wishing star? When it's powered by the wands you all hold in your hands, so raise them up. Now, when all these hands and all these hearts come together to make our very first wish, that's when the enchantment truly begins. So on the count of 3, wish for enchantment, wish for adventure, and call out together, wishes do come true. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Wishes do come true. Yes, look at that. It's working like a charm. Ooh, or should I say like a wish? Maybe even a Disney wish? Oh, and hello there, Rapunzel and Eugene. So good to see you. Well, my friends, I must send you along your way. But please do come back to play, for there is grand hall enchantment every day. Thank you. Goodbye.
9th floor. I think I don't know if we're Tiana or the Forest Cinderella, but we are 9612.
And welcome
Hey.
to 9612.
9612. I'm gonna walk all the way in here. And so what are we? Are we Tiana? Oh, look at it glitters kind of, doesn't it?
Yeah, a little bit.
I thought maybe we were Cinderella too,
That-
because you know it's kind of foresty.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But it's cool. It's Tiana. There is a big picture, a big couch.
It folds down. Yeah, you
Folds
pull-
down into a bed.
Yeah, it pulls down into a bed. Pull
We
that
don't
down.
have the hatch on top because
No.
we are just 2 people.
Right.
And then we have this stand here with the gold on it. Isn't that kind of cool?
Oh, what's this? They got a little fancier here.
Oh, look, it's a refrigerator that is
Yeah.
in the door.
Right. So that, then you got your hair dryer,
dryer.
and then your little mat for your curling iron and stuff.
And then we got some USBs We have a regular, what do you call that?
Two 110 outlets and then a European outlet
Yeah, 110.
on that side.
Cabinets and doors.
And just a big drawer there.
Oh, balcony light.
Yeah,
And
balcony light.
balcony curtain. Does curtains have lights?
Well, it's just right,
Oh, it's
right
not
up
there.
underneath there.
Curtains,
And
lights,
then
balcony light, ceiling
And it's this one right here, right above you.
right above us, and then your mirror. Oh, awesome. Awesome sauce. And then your trash can's right there in the corner. You got your phone over here as well, some Kleenex, the TV, all right across from the bed, some nightstands.
A little drawer for storage. Then you've got a couple of 110 outlets, USB, and looks like a
Is that a C?
A C
Alright.
plug. And then you've got a regular bedside lamp and another reading lamp.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's
on.
okay.
We're on our third one, so we got the silver castaway keys. This is nicer.
Yeah, this is a much nicer little
Wow, that's
deal than we
nice.
got last time. So,
That's good. We only got one last time, not two. Oh, here we're talking about the lamp and the little reading lamp. And then it got the Wish blanket. And then,
come in. Then you've got basically two closets. You've got one there.
oh, the lights come on when you open
You've
it.
got a small closet. You've got a couple of robes, Disney Wish robe or Disney Cruise Line roses, life jacket. And then you can close that. You open up the center section. You got shelves for storage, another life jacket, laundry bag, a little drawer safe.
That's cool.
And then you've got the other closet on the other side. Again, more life jackets, plenty of hangers. And you've got storage under the bed for your luggage, like most of them do now. Oops. Then you've got the two bathrooms set up, Disney, which is nice. You've got the toilet, small little sink, place to hang robes.
You got some shelves over here and shelves over there.
You got a trash can down underneath.
Is this a
built
drawer?
in.
No?
Yeah.
The toilet.
And then
There's a night light.
Yep, you got night light. You always got to be careful of the step up in the bathrooms. Then you've got the larger shower area. That's got the little small tub with the door.
Oh, there's the door.
Yeah, and the door swings shut
Oh, yeah.
like that. You've got your Disney products. You've got a wand shower head is all. No rainfall or anything, but that's okay. Then you've got the vanity.
Just
They
like
give you a
that.
little dark makeup. Plenty of bags.
Plenty of towels.
Plenty of towels. Plenty of bag. Place
Does this
hooks.
have a night light? This one doesn't have a night light.
Yeah, no. Hooks to hang your... You're going to get up and go to the toilet in the night, most likely.
Yeah.
You're going to take a shower.
Yeah. What was I going to say? Oh, so when you flip this light on, it flips the light on over the shower.
Yeah.
What's that other light over the shower?
Oh, I don't know. Huh. Is there another switch? Yeah, that's odd. That you would think. Oh, yeah, that is probably a vent
Oh, okay.
for whenever.
Okay. I was
Yeah.
just wondering.
I'm thinking that's probably a vent. So,
Okay.
okay.
Let's go look at our view, which
And we are on the what side? Starboard side?
Yes.
Right?
yes.
And we selected on the Wish, they have the little bump out sections on the boat. Okay, you've got a lock up top that you got to release, green and red, so, and then this just pulls down and slides open. And
Better watch your step.
got a pretty big step up.
And then we got, since the bump out is
Since it's a bump out,
It
it's a
comes all the way
little
down.
bit deeper balcony. About the same width as the other.
right at the beginning of the bump out.
So, anyway.
Yeah.
Basic
So
balcony, two chairs,
actually,
a table.
ours is a little bit farther out compared to like
Yeah, no,
that one.
what'd you do?
That one over there is shorter.
Not as deep.
Yeah, if you won't go look, nobody's there. Look, it looked like somebody's painted
Oh, yeah.
2 feet.
2 feet.
That Donald. It looks like two
Not
Donald
that,
Duck feet,
does
doesn't
look
it?
like Donald Duck feet. I think Donald came out here and did some spray tan.
I think so. But see, ours, we got way back here,
Yeah.
so you could almost scoot your chairs back. It's
Right.
real sunny.
The sun's, yeah. So this is a pretty nice,
Yeah.
pretty deep balcony.
It really is.
Width-wise, it's
It
about
is.
the same as the others.
Is there anybody over on the other side?
No.
This was 96
That was
12.
a little bit bigger than this one. Or that, yeah. I think that one's a little bigger.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna do the bump out, I would say do the first two.
Yeah.
Because they got three, the rest of them go down about like that, to where they're
Yeah.
kind of small. So yeah, well, we picked a good one.
Yeah, we did.
So
And we're right by the stairs. As we sail away, I just kind of wanted to talk about the pools on the Disney Wish. They have several different pools, little pools, compared to the Fantasy, who has 2 big pools. This one you see right here is Minnie's pool. It had a little edge on it. It's medium deep. And then go a little bit farther up, you'll see Daisy's and Pluto's pool, which they have, it's more of a knee-deep pool, but they had these waterfalls that come over. And then up on the top level, you had Donald's and Goofy's pool. They're round little pools, much deeper, and they're both on each side. So that kind of gives you a little bit more room. I mean, you don't have tons of kids all in just one pool or 2 pools. They're all kind of spread out. So if one pool is just extremely crowded, you can go to the other pool. And as I pan across, this up here is Mickey's pool. It's at the very front of everything. It's a little bit deeper with the edge around it. So you had, you know, all these different pools in this main deck area, a lot more seating area as well. And I think I like that better, you know, than the crowded 2-pool thing. Then as you go from the pools, one more deck up to the Aqua Mouse. And the Aqua Mouse, it's that slide that goes all the way around the pool. You get in a little inner tube boat and you go all the way around not the pool, but the ship. And they have these little cubbies that you can put all your stuff in. I'm showing you a little bit more of the ship here, but there's the Aqua Mouse going all the way around. Here's the cubbies that you put your stuff in. And then it can be a long wait. On this day, we were, it was the first day, and so a lot of people wasn't on it yet and everything. It is real short. It's fun, it's fast, but it's short. So if it's a long line, you might want to not do it right away. And then this is the adult area on the Disney Wish, which I really like. This is 18 and above. As you notice, the seats have the nice cushions on them and the towels. On the Fantasy, I don't remember having these nice of chairs in the adult area. So I really enjoyed that. And as you walk down the side of the ship here in the adult area, you'll have an adult hot tub. It was on the side of the ship and not toward the back where the pool is, which I kind of rather for it to be back by the pool, but this wasn't too bad. It was very secluded, and but it had a lot of sunlight on it, it seemed like, when we were traveling for some reason. And then you got some more seating here, tons of seating, and as you round the corner toward the back of the ship, you'll see the adult pool and some cooling waiting pools, and I really enjoyed these. You had like a little shower that you can get into, and then on each side of the pool you have this waiting pool, and this waiting pool was, you know, knee deep or ankle deep, and it had these chairs that go around it, and these chairs had water coming back behind it, so you could sit there and cool off and have a drink. Here's a better picture of it, but there's water coming down off of the back of the seats there. And then this is the big adult pool with a bench in it. It's infinity pool that looks over the back of the ship, so you can kind of watch as we go through the ocean and sit there with your drink and everything. And then underneath here is the bar and the sitting area for the bar. But that's an infinity pool with the glass fence around it, and you could just see out. And then on the other side of the infinity pool was another one of these cooling waiting pools and everything. And then, like I said, this is the sitting area for the bar, and this is the Cove Bar, which is the adult bar. It serves all the drinks you can get everywhere else, plus specialty drinks and all that kind of stuff. And if you keep on walking, you can go to the Cove Cafe. And the Cove Cafe is on the other side, on the back of the ship, kind of on the other side. And that, you know, serves your specialty coffees and wines and drinks as well. Now this side over here had rocking chairs. It's an adult rocking chair and some lounge chairs. I really like staying on this side, but the Aqua Mouse is right down there. And so you hear it play over and over and over the instructions of how to get on the Aqua Mouse. So it wasn't very pleasant place to sit once you got in there and sat down. You start hearing that over and over and over. This is the Cove Cafe. It's real modern looking. And you can come in here and cool down, have you some coffees. They had kind of a digital menu that will show you all the hot brews and the cold brews of coffees, and also different wines that you could get in here. So it was a real pleasant, peaceful place to come and sit for adults. And then right off the adult bar, you can go up these stairs, and they had the second level of the adult area in the back of the ship. And this just is a sitting area that you can go up and sit at. We noticed that it had a lot of ashtrays, so it's probably the smoking area for the adults. But it's a really nice little area. You could take your drinks up here, and you could look out the back of the ship. And there's not much wind going in the, you know, toward the back of the ship. So it's really a pleasant place to be. So I do like the adult pool being toward the back of the ship. Now, if you go toward the front of the ship, you'll find the splash pad. It's also on deck 12. And it gets a Toy Story theme, which is really kind of cool. And I was filming here because there wasn't very many kids in there at this point in time. It was a kind of a windy, cold day when we were up to the front. But right beside the splash pad, they do have this little pool. It's called Pixie Falls, and it has a little waterfall here. And then they has this Rex slide, which adults can go on. On the Fantasy, on the yellow slide, adults can't go on, but here, adults were able to go on with their kids, so that was kind of cool. And this is all on deck 12. Now, if you wanted to go up 2 more decks to deck 14, at the very front of the ship, there is the Chip and Dale pool. Nobody hardly came up here. Nobody knew this. Of course, it was windy and cold that day. They had all the chairs kind of stacked up. But this would be another place that kids could come, and maybe the pool wouldn't be as crowded as some of the pools on the main deck and everything. So this is on deck 14, and at the very front of the ship, as you look down in this area right here, that's the concierge rooms, and they get to have this deck if you're in a concierge room, and they have their own private pool and their own private hot tub and the really nice chairs and everything. But so does the adult area on this ship. So I really enjoyed the adult pool area in the back of the ship on the Wish compared to the Fantasy. And then if I kept on walking around deck 14 to the other side, there's another little sitting area right here. They had some of the chairs put up. This is a really nice sitting area, and a bar area right here. And they don't have it open right now because, like I said, it was a windy, cold day. But you can sit right here and have your drink and look over at the splash pad or the slide, the slide, or just toward the back of the ship. So I really like this area. And then this was the sailaway. I was just showing you when it's more crowded, how the pools are kind of split up, and you don't have like a gob of people in one pool, since you have so many different pools to pick from right up here in the front main deck. And so I was just kind of showing you how that pans out.
Kimmy!
What's tonight?
Tonight is
dinner at
the Marvel Adventure Restaurant.
Isn't Steve's favorite.
Not really excited about that, but I'm not a big Marvel fan, but I'm sure it'll be fun.
It'll be fun. And then after that, we're going to go to the show, which is Disney's, God, I can't
Adventure
remember.
on the Sea.
Adventures on the Sea, yeah.
We've been told it's a really good show, so we'll let you know.
Yep. Okay, I'm going to go over some of the restaurants on the Wish. The first night we had Marvel Restaurant, which is a Marvel Marvel theme, Marvel show. It was really cute. Not our favorite because we're not the biggest fan.
Right.
And we didn't film a lot of the food because we are a party of 2 and we got put with a party of 6. So we had a couple of other couples with us. We did enjoy getting to know the couples, but I just didn't film a lot. The second and third night, we were assigned Arendelles, which is themed after Frozen. So we were on the Disney Wish 4-night cruise. Disney has 3 restaurants, main restaurants they're going to assign you. So we had to do one over. So on the the second and third night, we did Arendelles. But they do change the menu and they do change the show, so you don't see it twice. It was really cute. We were kind of set away from the stage, you can see here, which was good because it does get kind of loud close to the stage, and you could still see it, and they still came around the characters and everything. So we enjoyed that. And then the last restaurant we went to is 1923. And this restaurant is my favorite. It kind of is based off of old Hollywood, and so it's very elegant. It has a lot of old Disney artwork, plus new artwork, and some of the Disney themes of the show was the props and everything was in this restaurant, so you could walk around and look at them and everything. It was like one of my favorite. And the way Disney does it is when you get on the first day, you can look at your Navigator app and it will tell you what restaurants you're assigned to for each night. So your waiters also move with you from restaurant to restaurant. So they get to know exactly what you like to drink, what your food preferences are, and all kinds of things. Disney does that very well. I really do like that. We were set at early seating, which is 5:45. There was an 8:15. You usually know this as soon as you book your cruise. If you want the 5:45, book your cruise early because that one goes fast. The 8:15 we had on the Fantasy wasn't bad at all either. So either one. We also, if you don't want to do any of these restaurants, you can go to their buffet, which is Marceline's on the Disney Wish. And it was beautiful. And they had a variety of different foods. And they do breakfast and lunch. And then if you don't want that, you can go up to deck 11 by the pool and do their quick service. I got a taco bowl from Donald's Cantina. They do tacos and wraps as well. They also had a Mickey's barbecue, which everybody talks about this barbecue and how good it is. It is very good. I'm showing Steve's bowl as well, or Steve's plate as well, which he had mac and cheese and cornbread. It was just really delicious. And then there's Goofy's Grill that does hamburger and hot dogs. There's Daisy's Pizza that does pizza. And there's Minnie's ice cream, free ice cream. All the drinks of sodas and stuff is free as well on Disney, so you don't have to pay an extra for soda. Now, liquor you do have to pay for, but sodas, teas, water, that's all free. And then there was 2 other restaurants here. We did not go to it. We were talking about them here, though. Enchanted, which is a restaurant that you have to make a reservation, and it charges a little bit more. Or Paulo's. Now, we went to Paulo's and Remy's on the Disney Fantasy, so we did not do these 2 on the Wish, but there is those options too for extra charge. This is the first or the second day of our cruise.
We are on day 5 of the total trip, so
we're gonna go for a walk. We're gonna go have some breakfast. We are going to have a couple massage at 11:45. We're in Nassau, but we're not going to get off the boat.
Yeah.
And then
we've got a mixology class at 4 o'clock this afternoon, and then dinner
at
5:45.
But where are we going tonight?
We're going to Arendelle.
Arendelle's tonight, yeah.
It's Halloween. We're gonna have.
Oh yeah, it's Halloween night.
And we got
It's a full moon.
We got a Halloween party.
Got a Halloween party.
So busy day today.
And there was one other thing. We got the rainforest.
Rainforest room. So.
Okay, just big hint. So we went to do the tour of the spa. We weren't going to do the rainforest, and they said it's only $235 for the whole cruise. And I thought it was for 2 people, $235.
But that's per person. So. But hey, we can go.
We got charged twice like that. It's like I did not realize it's $400 and some dollars. I wouldn't have done it.
But that's okay. We're gonna enjoy it.
Okay, so on the second day we did have a couple massage books. So I wanted to show you the Cincy Spa and where we got the massage. We did book this early. We booked it maybe 60 days before we got on the ship, but you can book it the same day. If you go straight to the spa that first day, they may have some openings for you to book. I'm showing you the women's dressing room and locker room because there's nobody in it at this time. This is the shower. They had a steam room in here in the locker room, but it was out of order at this time. They do give you lockers, robes, house shoes, or shoes. And then they do have all the product, hair dryers, everything you need to get ready, if you wanted to get ready in this area after your massages or facials or whatever you're having done. Then this is also in the locker room. It's a little calming room. You can sit in these seats, wait for your masseuse, and you can have coffees and teas and fruit. Then the masseuse comes and gets you, and they take you down to your actual couple massage room, which is a really pretty room. But on the Wish, the spa is in the middle of the ship, so everything faces in. On the Fantasy, I really like their spa because everything faced out. So when we did a couple massage and we had the massage room, you had big windows that faced out toward the ocean. You could see the ocean. And then the rainforest room, which we got here as well, it faced out on the Fantasy, so you could see a lot of the ocean, had a lot of windows toward the ocean. This rainforest faced in, so there was no views of the ocean. It's very pretty, but I like the other one a little bit better. I probably wasn't going to do the rainforest on the Wish because it's just such a short little trip. The Fantasy was 7 days, so you probably use the rainforest 2 or 3 days, but with it 3 days, you probably don't use it as much. But when the lady told me it was $239 a person, $239, I thought it was a couple, I guess because we're getting a couple massage. So I thought that was just a really good deal. But come to find out later, it's $239 per person. That's on me. But it's a real pretty area, the rainforest room. It has a cool room, as I'm showing you here. It has all these little different showers. It has these little swings with the water down below. It's warm water running over tile that you can put your feet in. They had several different showers, like I said. They will have these warming beds that had tile on them that you can lay on and relax. And then they have your wet sauna over here and a dry sauna. And then, like I said, on the Fantasy, on the dry sauna, it had a big window in it so you could look out over the ocean as you're sitting in the sauna. And the Fantasy, they had these little warming beds that it looked out over the ocean as you're going. And the hot tubs looked out over the ocean. So I do like the looking out instead of this spa, which looks in. Anyway, here's the dry spa. Very pretty. And then your cold room, which I'll show you more of that in just a little bit. But then you kind of go outside. We had this little outside area in the rainforest room. And the Fantasy, they really didn't have this. They had just a small area that was outside. The hot tubs were outside, but it was on the edge of the ship or the side of the ship, so you did look out. Here it's right in the middle. So right above there, you can see a walking lane that people can walk around. And they can look down into the rainforest room here, but they cannot come to it unless they pay for it. They do have these little swings, extra seating and stuff. So if you're sitting by the pool and it's just too crowded, you can't find a seat by the pool, you could come to the rainforest area and come out here to this area, which a lot of people might like that. On the Fantasy, you didn't have this big of a room with your hot tubs and everything that was private to you. It was a smaller room, but it did look out, and that's one thing I did like.
To do the wet sauna, the dry sauna, and then the cold one.
So we're going to do it. The wet sauna, the dry sauna, and then the cold one. What's this? Oh, that's warm for your feet.
Oh. Good on your feet.
It's okay.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's good. That's better than the other showers. On the Fantasy wall, like cold. Here you go. Get up there and get the aqua fluid, Kimmy. Is it on? What do you think?
So good.
It does.
Warm. You can't turn around though. Face it. here. It's open here. Okay. That was the wet sauna, and that was the aqua flema shower. Now you want to try the dry sauna?
Yeah, now we'll go to the dry sauna.
I don't know if I can get in the cold room now. I'm already in the cold room.
Maybe it's best to get straight out of the dry sauna right into the cold room.
Woo.
It's making ice. We're in the frigidarium now. After coming out of the dry sauna, it feels actually pretty good. It's 57 degrees in here.
Ice is not for consumption, Steve. So you can reach in there and grab some.
It's just funny because you know somebody will try and eat it.
Okay, I wanted to kind of go over some of the bars and lounges on the Disney Wish. Whereas the Fantasy, all of them are kind of grouped together down one hallway. On the Wish, they're all kind of together, but they're also not down one hallway. They're just kind of sporadically together on kind of one end of the ship. This is our favorite one. It was called the Bayou. They do some games and stuff in here, but usually in the evening time, they have live music and you can get you a drink. It's just a really pretty bar. So Steve and I would like to come down here in the evening before our dinner. And we would also, like to get us a cocktail. I'd have a glass of wine. He would have a Sazerac because it is kind of based on New Orleans style. And we would sit there and have our drink before dinner with our pretzels, and we would listen to live music. They would do live music here. So it is kind of one of our favorite bars and everything. And then we would go to our dinner at 5:45. Now then, after dinner, a lot of times we would come, and after the theater and maybe some trivia, we would come back by this bar and we would have a dessert because they do have beignets. And I would get me an iced coffee, and Steve would they have some great root beer. So they had different drinks than just bar drinks. And we would come here and have a dessert and hang out before we go back to the room. So we really enjoyed one of this bars. Now, right next door to this bar was the Star Wars Hyperspace Lounge. Now, they said you had to have reservations to get in there, but most people were getting in pretty easy on our cruise. Now, I can see you might need it because it is, as you can see, kind of a small lounge. And so it might be harder to get into if you had a real crowded cruise. They say you can only stay about 45 minutes when you're in here. They give you a time limit. But they did have like a digital menu with all these different unusual space drinks. They were costly, but they were fun and good to get. And they also had the background like you're in space and everything. So it was a fun little bar. The next one is called Nightingales, and this was an elegant bar, and I kind of like this one. They have a lot of tasting and stuff they do in this bar, like beer tasting, wine tasting. We did a class in here called Mixology, which I recommend this. This was fun. It was a mixology class. And they used to let you kind of mix it together, but they haven't started that back up yet since COVID. So they mix up the drinks for you. But at one time they said they will get back to you mixing them yourself, and they kind of teach you how to mix up drinks and what alcohol to use and everything. But it was about $45 a person. You have to book it in advance. These things have to be booked in advance. It's really hard to get into these classes, these little tasting classes. But these are some of my favorite drinks in this little Nightingale bar. They were unusual. This little smoky sweet drink, I think, was called the Butterfly. And they just talked about how to make it and all these different ways to do these different drinks. But they had a lot of unusual drinks in here. And so if you want to do any type of tasting, like wine tasting, beer tasting, whiskey tasting, mojitos, margaritas, martinis. We've done a martini and a mojito. We really love the martini tasting as well. But this mixology class was so fun. And there was several drinks. But like I said, it's about $45 extra per person. And you usually have to book it. You can book it 60 days or 30 days before your trip. It depends on, when you can. And sometimes you can pick it when you're on the ship if there's any left and available. But they sell out pretty fast. So if you are an adult and doing a Disney, try some of these drink classes. It teaches you a lot and it's really fun. But this bar was called Nightingale, and we like to come here after dinner again, real late at night, like after the theater, after trivia. I like to get a little coffee type of drink or a little cream and coffee type of drink. And they would have unusuals, like they had the cream in this ice cube and they brought you a hammer that you had to break open. And then all the cream comes out, and that was the most delicious, creamiest drink. And then we would sit there and listen. They had a piano, and we'd sit there and listen to the piano before we'd go back to the room. So it's either the Bayou or the Nightingale that we'd come to for, a nighttime cocktail before we went to the room. They do have other bars on the ship. They had these little tucked in bars, like right at the end of the stairways, like you're coming out of the room hallways. They would have like on different levels, these little tuck in bars, I called them. So if you just was walking by and wanted to sit down and get a drink, or you're waiting for people to come out of the room. Then they also have all this beautiful artwork on the Wish. I mean, like here's just one mosaic I had to show you. It's Cinderella. It's beautiful. Okay, the Triton Lounge was another lounge that was down in this area. This had a lot of stuff going on through the day, but you can find all the stuff on your Navigator app. So look at that throughout the day, and they had all kinds of trivia and family crafts and whatever they did. And they did it in this lounge, and they also did it in the Keg and Compass Lounge. So they would do trivia like 70 music, 80 music trivia, movie trivia, and these little lounges. This one was kind of like an English-Scottish lounge, and so it had real fun theming as well. So just look at your Navigator while you're there and find out which trivias you want to go to or things you want to go to, and then head up to these lounges. And the last one is Luna. Luna is kind of like a big game show lounge to me. It was 2-story. This was the upper story. And then I'm going to kind of show you downstairs, the downstairs storage. It had a big a stage at the front. Here we are in the evening time doing a movie trivia, and it had a bar at the back, so you could get you a drink and come here and sit down, get your pencil and paper and try to do the trivia. We never did very good, but the trivias were fun. We would go there every night. And then they had 2 cinemas on the ship. They had Wonderland and they had Neverland. And these were free movies to go to. There were updated movies like The Element, Indiana Jones, The New Little Mermaid, no extra cost. But if you wanted popcorn or Coke while you're at the movie, they did have a little space out here. You can get it, but the popcorn and Coke did cost extra, but the movies didn't. And then other things for the kids to do was they had this little area for little kids called the Hero Zone, or big kids. It was called the Hero Zone. It's kind of like a big game room area to me. You can go in here, and they had this obstacle course you can run. Okay, as we walk into this Hero Zone and see this course, you did have to have socks to go on the course. You could be an adult to do it, and you had to be a certain height to be a child to go and do it. Now, we walked upstairs because this was a 2-story area, and we like watching down below people try this course. It was a tough course, and so it was really kind of interesting to watch people try it and everything. And then up here on this level, they did have different games. They also had like a foosball table, air hockey, pool table. So they had a little games up here that you could play or set. And then down below, they had some more tables. This was ping pong tables and pool tables. So this is a big family area. Had a lot of family and children around. It was a fun little area. And then for the adult children or the older kids, they had this club called The Vibe, and they had a lot of neat things they were doing there. And then for the younger kids, they had a club called the Oceaneer Club, and they had a slide from the lobby right here down to the Oceaneer Club, or you could take stairs. But I looked down over there, and you could take your kids and check them in there, and they have all these activities for them. And then at the lobby at nighttime, they had this chandelier that would light up with your wand, like at 10 or at midnight, and you could lay there, and they would have a whole ceremony lighting up that chandelier. And then they also did the pumpkin tree celebrations because we were on the Halloween cruise, and so they would light up this pumpkin tree every night. So that was really kind of fun to watch as well. Now, I was going to kind of tell you a little bit. This is a tugboat that's coming in to pull us into Nassau. And while it was doing that, I was going to tell you some of the things I liked about the Wish and some of the things I didn't like about the Wish. I love the restaurant 1923. That was a really elegant and cool restaurant. It had really neat artwork and props from Walt Disney movies and stuff. Did enjoy that. I did enjoy the quick service on the pool deck. The barbecue, delicious. The Donald's Cantina was delicious with the Mexican food and taco bowls. And I did also love the adult pool area on the Wish. It was at the back of the ship. It's more private. Had an infinity pool looking off the back. It had a cove bar, a cove cafe, and really nice chairs. What I didn't like is I didn't always like the walking trail on the Wish. So on the Fantasy on deck 4, you could walk all the way around the ship. With the Wish, you couldn't do that. They had it all cut up. Didn't like that as well. I didn't like that the spa, the rainforest faced in. Like this rainforest here, it all faced in. There was no windows toward the ocean, nothing facing out. I did like the sitting area here, but I wish that it was facing out instead of facing in. And I didn't always like the Marvel restaurants or some of the restaurants they had on the Wish. But I did like the decorations. I would do the Wish again. It's different, but it's still beautiful. Okay, we were on the Halloween cruise, and I would recommend to do this again. This was a lot of fun. They had the tree ceremony. They had a Halloween night where people dressed up. They had the characters dress up. They had trick-or-treat trails on the pool deck where you can get little treats. And they had a whole dance contest with the characters and a host show. So do the Halloween cruise if you can. It is great. So we got to pack. We have to have our luggage out by 10:30. Our breakfast tomorrow is assigned to 1923. It's at 6:45 in the morning. We have to be off the ship by 8:10 because we are getting a shuttle bus back to Disney World that leaves at 9 o'clock sharp. So they gave us these luggage tags to put on. So we're going to put them on, and then we get off and we go find Red Captain Mickey, and we pick up our luggage and we put them on the bus going to Disney World. We're on Port Orleans this time. The ocean's rough tonight. I felt rain, but it might be just the phone. Do you think that we are hitting the waves tonight? But I think I'm going to take these hangers and set them down there because they keep making, they keep clinging on each other.